Twos. Today we'll be painting the beach. Now I've got my Sunsafe hat, my beach umbrella, my ferns in the background and my beach towel, so we're all ready to go. Now, to suit our beachy theme, we are going to be painting a beach painting. Now, first off, are we going to be painting landscape or portrait? Which one would be better to paint a big, wide landscape? Well, landscape painting, of course. So we're going to put our paper long ways across so we can get the most out of it. Now, first off, we are going to need our tools. So we need our paintbrush and our water, our little paints over here. So we have blue, red, yellow, orange, purple, and green. We also have our cardboard over here, so we can paint our beach towels on them a bit later. Now, we get our piece of paper, we're going to put it on our table, and we're going to start off. We have a lot of space here that's blank. We're going to break it up a little bit. Now, to make our breakups a bit more exciting, we're going to use patterns and lines and diagonal lines and all different types of shapes to make it exciting and bright. Now, first off, we're going to start by painting where the shore meets the land, so where the water meets the land. Now, I'm going to start off with an orange, just to say where our sand is. Our sand's going to stretch all the way down here. It's best to use some curves. Now, if you go to the beach, the water isn't straight lined, it's nice and wavy, isn't it? It's nice and wavy. So we're just going to use our orange to fill in the gaps here. Maybe it goes all the way down here. Make sure that our lines are nice and thick and don't have any white lines in them. So now that we've chosen where our little sand is going to meet the water, we're going to fill it out with some colors. Now, which colors, I'll give you a little clue by the one I've already chosen, which colors are going to be the best? Do we still want some cool or some hot colors? Now, this is hot, red hot sand. You've been walking across the beach and your feet hurt. We want some colors that will mimic that type of temperature, don't we? So we don't really want cool colors like blue, green, and purple, do we? We want some hot ones like red, yellow, and orange. So what I'm doing is I'm going to fill out where I want my sand with some hot colors. So I might start off with some orange, and then maybe I might fill it out with a little bit of yellow. Now, if you don't want to mix your colors, make sure you fill it out with water in the middle. But I'm trying to blend my colors, that's all. So I get a nice blend between the orange and the yellow. And then once I'm done this, I might move on to red as we go further up the beach. So just fill out your little beach with that sand. So now once we have our nice hot red sand with our nice hot red colors, we're going to do the opposite, get some contrast in our painting, all right? So we're going to use some nice cool colors for our waves. Now our waves are going to be nice and dynamic. That means moving and crashing and rolling. So we're going to get our nice cool colors of blue, and we're just going to paint some outlines. Outlines for our waves, wherever we want them. So I want a wave here, and I want a wave here as well. We want some nice curved lines, all right? Now be careful when painting your waves because we don't want too many waves and we don't want too many small waves especially because we're trying to fill every wave with a different pattern to get some variety, to get some exciting things in the painting. And if you have too many waves and too many small waves at that, then it's going to be really hard to find an individual pattern for each of them. All right? So once you've found your outlines, I want you to immediately start thinking of some patterns. Now there's quite a few different types of patterns. We can have some random ones where they just have random little shapes in them. Or we can have some mathematical paintings where there's consistency within the pattern. So you might have rows of triangles and rows of rectangles, spirals that repeat. Because a pattern is something that repeats itself over and over again. All right. Example of a mathematical pattern. All right, so we might start off with our green. We have the green dots. All green dots. They're going to repeat themselves over and over again. And then make sure when you're changing colors, you get rid of the excess color by dipping it in some water. And brush off the excess water with the paintbrush. We might get some purple for some variety. And purple might have little cubes, if you can get little cubes. Like so. So that's a little mathematical pattern. Now it's better, I'll fix up mine in a bit, but it's better if you have a smaller paintbrush so you can get some fine edges in your painting. After we have a nice contrast of our red, orange and yellow colours, they're nice hot colours, and the contrast with the nice cool colours, we've got our greens, blues and purples. Once we have that contrast, we can do our next step. Now our next step is actually we're going to create all these nice little beach towels. They're going to lay upon the hot sand, add some contrast, some layering. So first off, we're going to get our green. I'm choosing green, you can choose any cool or hot colour. Make sure there's a little variance in your thing. Now, it's important that the first step does well. So it's important to layer on the paint thickly and quickly. We don't want to let it dry, because if we let it dry, we won't be able to do our next step. Once you have your paint on thickly, what you're going to do is you're going to add a little pattern. The pattern is going to be used by using the back of your paintbrush, and you're just going to add a little bit of texture. So my texture might just be squiggles with lines on the other side. By doing that, I've added texture, and then the next step, the last step, is to get your glue. What we're going to do is just going to apply glue to the back of it and stick it on. And I want you to do that for as many beach towels as you want. Just add some color, some pattern, some variation. We're just going to make sure that these cool and hot colors really splash out and attack the eyes in a nice way, so you can look at it and you notice it really easily. So we have our curved lines with the waves, we have some diagonal and vertical and horizontal lines. We also have some rectangular shapes upon the beach, which is another thing of art, visual art. You just notice that the texture and the patterns on each of our beach towels. So here's some I've created earlier. Anyways, grade 2s, good luck with your paintings. Keep them nice and varied. You can shape around your rectangles to sit anywhere you want. But yeah, have a great day.